Today we're going to talk about a product that I think has a positive upside to its purchase, and that is the generic 350 watt power inverter for the lineup of 40 volt Ryobi batteries. You may have watched the previous video that spoke to the Ryobi brand inverter. It's a tool I think one should have, especially if you have a number of 40 volt batteries. Like many unexpected items, I came across the inverter on Amazon. The 2 battery option immediately grabbed my attention, so I chose to pick one up. Join me as we take a brief review. First, we'll start with a quick review of the features. As previously mentioned, the unit supports 2 40 volt batteries. When thinking of how one might want to distribute their power, the inverter provides several choices. It's equipped with 3 USB-A ports, supposedly rated for 5 volts at 2.1 amps, 1 USB-C port, along with 1 DC port. Except for the single USB-C port, I think these options are just fine. Next, we have the expected 120 volt AC outlet. This is a must-have. At first, I was disappointed that it only had one. However, this may be due to the unit's compact size. This issue can be resolved with a simple, inexpensive power strip. And before it's forgotten, there is a built-in LED light with multiple power settings. A nice feature to have, especially during those power outages. So far, these features could be found on nearly any other inverter. There's truly nothing special. However, the question about capacity comes to the surface. The manufacturer claims 350 watt power draw, and the unit includes a decent LCD screen that displays voltage and power draw. Let's get a few items plugged in. In this day of low watt devices, 350 watt capacity is quite a bit. Let's start with the USB ports. The USB-A ports are working just as expected. Let's note that the USB-C port is rated for PD 3.0, so in theory it should support an output of 100 watts, and perhaps most ideal when charging a laptop. Now I wanted to see what level the inverter would trip, so to help accomplish that, I'm going to use an air duster from X-Power. We see when turning the blower on to its lower of the 2 settings, the inverter pulls approximately 300 watts and continues operation. However, when switching to the higher setting, the inverter does trip, and that is expected, since we can confirm with the use of a power meter that the blower is in fact pulling approximately 480 watts. Now, each of us will have our own unique application, but the takeaway is that the inverter is in fact operating close to its advertised rating. However, I was curious and wanted to maximize its usage, so I found several items to plug in and operate at the same time. It should be noted that with continuous use and at a higher power draw, the unit will become warm. To help with this, there is an internal fan that one will hear kick on. Unfortunately, I didn't have an application to test the DC output. It's something I just simply don't have. But in general, I'm pretty happy with the inverter. Does the product have value? Is it worth the amount that they are asking for it? I think so. Let's take a closer look. At the time of making this video, the unit was found for approximately $89. The Ryobi branded 40 volt inverter is priced at $99. Let's compare the features. The generic unit claims to have a slight advantage on total power distribution by 50 watts. Per this video, we've observed this to be relatively true. Ryobi is only offering 1 USB-A and 1 USB-C port, so we'll give credit to the generic inverter. They both offer a small light, so that's a wash. However, there is still the one glaring difference, and that is the benefit of 2 batteries versus 1, which allows for convenience. especially with any overnight application. Yes, runtime will be influenced by the size of the battery, but we can't overlook the simple truth: 2 batteries is better than 1. And at an asking price that is below the Ryobi inverter, I can't help but believe that this generic device offers a good value. Now, you may already know this, but I want to also highlight that there is a 4 battery port model available for about $30 more. These units remind me of the overpriced power station inverter generators that were previously introduced a few years ago. Yes, the units are of a different capacity and are superior to these small inverters. However, for $90 or $120, you get a lot for your money. Again, especially when compared to the single battery inverter from Ryobi. For owners of Milwaukee batteries, you will find the equivalent inverter along with DeWalt and Makita variations. Pretty much they're all the same unit, just compatible with the respected battery design. What do you think? Are you considering picking one up? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. If the video offered some insight, a hit on the like button is appreciated. At the same time, new subscribers are always welcome. As always, until next time, thanks for watching.